Number 4, draw the line that is passing through the points A and B. Also draw the line that is passing through the points C and D. And then we have to measure the distance with a ruler between the two lines. And what we mean by this is the closest distance from any point on the first line to another point on the other line. I will demonstrate later. So let's draw these lines first, and then we can see how we can measure the distance, the closest distance. So we have to draw this line. First we have to draw the line A, minus 8, 3, minus 8 and then 3. Oops. Minus 8, 3. And let's write A minus 8, 3. And the second point is 7, 8. X is 7, Y is 8. And this is a point B. 7 and 8. Now let's plot the point C, 5 minus 3, which is X is 5, and then Y is minus 3, so we have to go down. Sometimes I notice that it's easy to forget that it's minus, so you go up and plot plus 3 on the Y-axis, but it has to be minus 3. It's this way. Okay, that's point C, 5 minus 3, and then the last point is D, minus 7, minus 7. So X is minus 7, Y is minus 7. And let's write the text. So this is the point D, minus 7, minus 7. Now remember, we have to draw the line that is passing through the points A and B and the line that is passing through the points C and D. So this has to be a line. I'm just starting in this point because it's easy in this program, but if you have a ruler you can start from here and go through A and B. So I'll just do like this, and then passing through A. And remember, since it's a line, we have to have the arrows. These are indicating that it is a line. It never ends in this direction or this direction. Same thing here. And I have to draw the line so it is passing through the point C as well. And then the arrows. Now, these arrows, these lines are parallel, which means that if we continue to draw these lines, just never stops. They will never cross. So the distance, the closest distance, how do we get this? Well, I notice that some of you think that you have to draw the distance from A to D, for example, or B to C, but that's not the closest distance. Remember that we have many points, an infinite number of points on this line. You can plot the point anywhere on this line, and also on this line. So we have to choose one point and choose one point on this line and choose the closest distance. So if let's say I choose this point. If I go like this and choose the point here, the distance is not the same as if I choose this point, or this point, or this point, or this point. And when we see we get something like this, we will get the closest distance compared to, let's say, if we choose a point here or here or here, the distance is just longer distance. So we have to find the closest distance with a ruler, and it will always be something when it looks like this. So we just measure this distance with a ruler. Okay, and write the answers here. Remember, it has to be in centimeters. For example, 2.5 centimeters or something. Number 5, we have to describe the relationship between the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate on the line in the diagram below. Okay, so we have this line. Let's copy this into Paint so we can work with it a little bit. As we can see here, as we can see, if we, for example, let's plot this point, because it's easier to see the value when it's going through an even number, or a whole number, for example 2.5, or that's not the whole number. Let's say we choose this one up here. We have y equal 5 and x is minus 1, but it's okay to choose this one. Let's choose this one. And how about this one? So it doesn't matter which points you choose. You have to choose 2 points on the line. Then we have to see how the x and the y coordinate change from this to this. So we go from minus 0.5 in the x coordinate. Let's write this. The coordinate for this point is minus 0.5, and then the y is 2.5. The coordinate for this point is, of course, 0, 0. So we go from minus 0.5 to 0, which means that we increase, because we go from 0 minus 0.5 to 0. So we increase x by a half. When we increase x by 0.5, do we increase or decrease y? We go from 2.5 to 0, which means that we decrease. We decrease y by 2.5. So this is a way. If we choose these 2 points, we can describe the relationship between the x and y coordinates with this sentence. When we increase x by 0.5, we decrease y by 2.5. This sentence describe this line, how its slope. Okay. How about this one? Describe the relationship between the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate on the line in the diagram. So let's copy this one and paste it here. So which point should we choose? How about, let's not choose this one again just because it's so easy. Let's choose this point. which is -1, -4. -1, -4. And how about we choose this point, 1 and 4. Let's write the coordinates here, 1 and 4. So, for example, if we go from this point to this point, we go from -1 to 1, which means that we increase x by how much? If we go from -1 to 1, well, we can have a look here. Let's go from this point to the x-axis. Here we start at -1, go to 0, and then go to 1, because that's the x-coordinate for this point. And this is actually 2. We have to increase it by 1 and 2. So, when we increase x by 2, do we increase or decrease? We go from, if we go from the y-coordinate, which is -4, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We increase y by 8. So this sentence describes how the slope of this line, describe these lines. Okay, the relationship between the x and y coordinates. Next one, number 7. Here is a table with the x and y coordinates for 5 points. Plot the points in the diagram below and draw a line passing through the points. So this is quite easy, right? We just plot these points, 5 points, and then draw a line. Just make sure and remember that we have to draw a line, so it has to be a line passing through all the points, keep going, and then have the arrow in both ends, since it's a line. Number 8. Complete the table below by entering x and y coordinates for points that are on the same line. So, how can we do this? Well, first of all, the strategy is quite simple. We plot these 2 points, 2 and 4, 2, 4. So it's going to be here. Let's do this in Paint. So remember, 2, 4, -3, -6. So 2, 4 is this one. And then -3, -6. X is -3, y is -6. Now, let's draw a line passing through these points. Let's draw a straight line like this. And then it has to go through this point. And if we do a very good job drawing the line, we will find many points on this line. For example, it will pass through this point, which is -2, -4. It will pass through this point, -1, -2. It will go through 0, 0. That's another point. It will go through 1, 2, which is this point. We can just keep going like this. We can get as many points as we like. And when we plot these points, we can just find the coordinates and fill in. We only need 3 more points in the table.